Please rise for a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, North Schuylkill. I'm Doug Wiest. This year, the entire junior class attended a college and career fair held at Martz Hall yesterday morning. At the event, students learned about opportunities available to them after high school. Members from the senior class also attended the trip. As mentioned last week, it's important to know the expectations for Spirit Week. The homecoming celebration is intended only for those actively participating in the themed days. Students are not permitted to spend the week wearing jeans and Spartan shirts. Each day has expectations that must be met, or else the students will be written up for dress code violations. There are also restrictions for those in appropriate costumes as well. No students are permitted to wear masks or hoodies in school during any of the themed Spirit Days. Also, please remember that you are still required to participate in physical education classes and must be dressed appropriately to do so. More information will be discussed in homeroom. A homecoming dance will be held in the cafeteria on Thursday of next week between 7 and 9 p.m. Cost is $5 admission. Refreshments will be provided. Tickets will be on sale at lunches today and Tuesday. All money and order forms for the Pink Out shirts are due to Sydney Stokes before the end of the day. Shirts are being sold for the Pink Out football game against Tamaqua on October 20th. Students should also be aware of the upcoming blood drive. On October 24th, National Honor Society will host its fall blood drive. Interested students meeting the necessary requirements should see Mr. Kuthi in room 970 for more details. The circus is coming to town. The circus theme will be taking over the windows of local restaurants and businesses around Frackville, Ashland, Ringtown, and other areas in our school district. Artistically inclined students were selected to adorn glass with their depictions of the big top that includes circus tents, animals, acrobats, and of course, clowns. One of the stipulations to entry into the annual window painting contest is that the images can't be frightening, as they are on public display. However, that may not stop more innocuous images from striking fear into the hearts of some onlookers. That's because some of the American population suffer from coulrophobia, a fear of clowns. Clowns date back to ancient times and are even depicted in artistic works in Greek, Roman, and Egyptian cultures. The more modern version, known as the red clown, is more along the lines of what you'd expect when you hear the word clown. Many have a comical appearance like Ronald McDonald or Krusty from The Simpsons TV show. But others, like Stephen King's Pennywise and American Horror Stories' Twisty, are designed to play on that fear.
Hiya, Georgie. What a nice boat.
Even the evolution of the Joker in cinematic roles has progressed to portray a darker, less comical villain.
Don't touch that! A secret passage!
Wait till they get a load of me.
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you?
Oh, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you. Really, really bad.
Last year, a string of incidents across the U.S. put clowns in the news. Most were seemingly harmless, but no doubt unsettling.
There's a clown in my woods beside my house.
A what?
A clown.
Okay.
He was just standing there.
In Indian River County are reporting sightings of creepy clowns. You've been hearing about this story, similar to those other sightings that have happened all across the country. Sheriff's deputies received several reports of clown sightings just this week.
After these events, statistics changed. According to Vox, 12% of the American public admitted to suffering from a fear of clowns in 2014. After the suspicious clown sightings last year, that number grew to 42%. The Vox survey results showed that people are now more afraid of clowns than they are of terrorists, climate change, and even death. Psychologists believe that some of the reasons for this fear are directly connected to the appearance of clowns. This doesn't mean clowns are intentionally designed to look evil, but more so about the fact that makeup masks their faces. With makeup covering their faces, the people portraying clowns are more difficult to identify. The makeup also limits the amount of actual facial expression that can be detected, making them appear less human. This year, Megan Johnson, no stranger to grand prize finishes in window painting contest, has also incorporated clowns. We'll see how it all pays off when the judging takes place.
This week's behavioral system winner for senior high is Dominique Hughes from Mr. Smith.
And for junior high, it's Brennan Woods. You can cop your prize in the office.
Speaking of our winners this week, let's take a look at the new reward system. The rewards are part of a new initiative to promote positive behavior and decrease the amount of disciplinary referrals. So is it working? The numbers say yes. Comparing the data from September of last year to September of this year, there has been a 17% drop in behavioral referrals. Will these trends continue throughout the year? We'll continue looking at the stats and we'll report the updates, but for right now, let's check in with Mr. Wortman.
Hey Spartans, I'm Drew Mashak with In the News, here with the Dean, Mr. Wortman. How you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good. So what is your overall opinion of the new behavior system so far this year?
I think it's a really, really good improvement for our school. At this point, I think it's been great with the reward system and has given kids a chance, from 7 to 12 to all have a reward system. The prizes have been pretty good, I think, compared to some prizes you could get, like a pencil case or an eraser or something like that. So there's actual prizes you guys can use, and I think the demerit system at least puts a little clause in there that you can be held accountable for repetitive behaviors, which I think is a good thing.
Since these timeouts only remove students from the classroom for a specific amount of time, how do you think academic performance will improve?
Well, the timeouts, the Spartan Academy, that's not meant to be a punishment that sends a student out of their normal classroom schedule for an entire day. That's meant to say that in this moment, in this class, a student has been asked several times to not do something. They will not listen to the teacher, so they need to be removed just for that classroom period. And then what we're saying is, we'd like to give you another chance now next period to correct it and go back in and continue your schedule. So the timeout is meant to be a punishment that doesn't have to be a huge amount of time, but it just kind of redirects you and gets you thinking, okay, I have to change what I'm doing right now in school that day. Hopefully it will improve academic performance because it will allow teachers and students just to focus on what's important, which is the learning and the teaching and the learning, and not any of the extracurricular activities that go on in the classroom.
Now that absenteeism is a part of the demerit system, have we noticed an increase in attendance?
Yeah, actually, we have. The data right now has shown that there has been a decrease in the tardies and actually an increase in some of our overall attendance. I'm not sure if it is because of that, but I know that there are some kids right now that have been late once or twice, and that if you're, 4 or 5 times, which gets you to that detention. And I think they realize, okay, if I'm late now 2 or 3 more times, I'm getting close to that point where I wouldn't be able to go to the formal or wouldn't be able to do something. So I think it does help in that respect. So I think we really have to wait and see a little bit larger chunks of time, as far as maybe a whole semester, and then we can kind of see where it looks all together. But right now, I think it is a positive thing for attendance.
And lastly, in times that typically have more discipline issues like holidays, is the administration planning any positive behavior events?
I guess the quick answer to that would be no. I don't think we're planning anything special to do around those times because, to be honest with you, Mr. Mashak, I feel like we should be good at all times, right? Around holidays, around, a Friday, anything. See, to me, I don't care when it is. We should be acting appropriately. So I don't think we have anything special planned, but, I do love the holiday season, and I'm usually in a pretty good mood during that time. So hopefully that'll be your prize. I'll be in a better mood around the holiday season.
Oh, well, that's good. That's a relief. All right. Well, don't let this man down. Thank you, Mr. Warren.
Thank you, Mr. Mashak.
Thank you.
Any student in grades 10 through 12 interested in working with the newscast should take their things and report to Mr. Smith's classroom for the remainder of homeroom. Students already enrolled in broadcast journalism do not need to attend. I'm Doug Weiss. My camera person's Shanima Foster. Put a little sunshine in your day.